You know what's wild? I spent over a decade in school waking up early, cramming for exams, doing homework late into the night. I learned how to find the square root of a triangle. But not one teacher ever taught me how money really works. No lessons on building wealth, no class on financial freedom. Something that could literally change the direction of your entire life. I'm talking about stepping off the treadmill of working paycheck to paycheck, living for weekends, and constantly stressing about bills. Stepping into a mindset where your money works for you instead of you working for money. Does this sound impossible? Stick with me. Just go to school, get good grades, and find a stable job. That's it. And that's when I realized ... We're all being trained for the rat race. He believed in financial freedom. Instead of working for money, he focused on making money work for him. He talked about owning businesses, building assets, investing smart, and creating multiple streams of income. He didn't avoid debt. He learned how to use it to build wealth. He didn't say, "We can't afford that." He asked, "How can we afford that?" Robert Kiyosaki, the author of the book, grew up with two father figures. One was his real dad. He called him the poor dad. The other was his best friend's dad, who became his mentor, the rich dad. In this video, I want to talk to you about escaping the rat race, something they never teach us in school, because this all started with one book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, on one big mindset shift. So here's the story that hit me like a financial slap to the face. Both dads were intelligent, both worked hard, but their beliefs about money, completely different worlds. Poor Dad believed in job security, thought the best path in life was to study hard, get good grades, and land a secure job with benefits. He'd say things like, "We can't afford that," or "Money doesn't grow on trees." Debt? Dangerous. Investing? Too risky. He focused on climbing the corporate ladder, collecting paychecks, and surviving until retirement. Now, Rich Dad, hold different energy. Let that sink in for a second. ... Same world, same opportunities, completely different outcomes, all because of mindset. And that's when it hit me. I was being raised in a poor dad world. I was doing exactly what I was taught. Study, work hard, save a little. Maybe retire at 65 and hope I'm still healthy enough to enjoy life. But deep down, I felt stuck, like I was just running in circles. Working more didn't seem to move me forward. It just paid the bills and left me tired. That's the rat race. You wake up, you work, you get paid, you pay bills, you repeat. It's a cycle, a trap, and the scary part. Most people are in it, and they don't even realize it. Escaping the rat race doesn't start with money. It starts with mindset. I started questioning things like, why don't schools teach us about taxes, investing, or building a business? I started realizing that financial freedom wasn't about earning more. It was about thinking differently. I had to unlearn almost everything I thought I knew about money. I stopped believing that the only way to earn was through a 9-to-5 job. Poor Dad taught me to prioritize job security. Rich Dad taught me to prioritize financial independence. But zero long-term value, fast food, gadgets, subscriptions I forgot about. So I cut the fluff and focused on saving and investing. And here's the biggest shift. Poor Dad taught me to work for money. Rich Dad taught me to build assets that make money for me. Books, podcasts, videos like this. Every time I learned something new, my mindset leveled up. Instead of asking what job pays the most, I started asking what value can I create? What problem can I solve? You just need to start. So how do you actually escape the rat race? Let me share a few steps that helped me get started. That means instead of buying the latest iPhone or a new car, I looked into things like stocks, online businesses, and skills that could generate income. First, I started thinking like a creator, not just a worker, not to splurge on sneakers, but to build credit or invest in things that could pay me back with interest. Second, I tracked every dollar I spent. I realized most of my money was going towards stuff that gave me instant dopamine. Third, I invested in assets, not liabilities. Fourth, I learned to use debt wisely. Fifth, and this is Hugh Guy read and listened. You don't need $1 million to start. Think of this like choosing the red pill in the Matrix. Once you see the system, you can't unsee it. You realize most people are living on autopilot. They're working 40+ hours a week to build someone else's dream and calling it a life. But you're unplugging. You're waking up. You're choosing growth over comfort. And honestly, this is the financial equivalent of choosing between Netflix or sleep. One gives you comfort, the other builds your future. Look, escaping the rat race doesn't mean quitting your job tomorrow or moving to Bali and starting a dropshipping empire overnight. It means slowly, consistently shifting your mindset from survive to thrive. And the best part? You can start today with just one decision. Learn, grow, build. So if this video got you thinking, do me a favor, drop a comment. What S1 money belief you grew up with that you're ready to challenge? Hit that like button if you're ready to break the cycle. Subscribe if you want more real, relatable financial content, because I promise you, we're just getting started. You weren't born to just pay bills and die. You were born to create, to thrive, and to live a life that's truly yours. Let's escape the rat race together.